Gustafson delivered the check, and Jack Drury steps in with a shove for the veteran defenseman. Trouble for Detroit. Yoel Kiviranta went dragging through on Finney. Puck loose in the low slot in the blue paint in front of Gibson.
And then Kiviranta with a nice curl and drag. Cuts to the net on Gibson. I don't think it got to Gibson, and Detroit does a great job.
Red Wings poke it along, and Alex DeBrincat, team leader with 30 goals. And on the rush, he goes right wide for Kane with a shot swallowed up by Mackenzie Blackwood. Here's Makar dragging through at a block from Soderblom. Gerard, a pass for Taylor Makar, drops it back to his older brother, popped out of the mid. Brindley on the reload on Gibson, who stuffed it aside. Puck loose along the boards. Raymond digs at it for Detroit. Pops out toward Larkin, and Larkin protects on his backhand to the line and out. Kasper got pinned. McKinnon plucks it. McKinnon on the move for Burns. A shot. Score! Brent Burns goes rooftop from Nate McKinnon. And the Avalanche strike first.
This is a broken play on the wall. It spits out right to Nathan McKinnon, who knows he has a streaking Burns on the right side of your screen. Burns, perfect shot over the glove. And with that goal, Burns ties Bobby Orr for the 8th most goals by a defenseman in NHL history.
Skates through center, just got the 3-year extension. Kane holds up, drops it back for DeBrincat with a shot. Coming in far post on Blackwood. Here is Sandin Pellikka, he got it back from Larkin. And now Seider and him play catch. Seider with a wrister with traffic in front from Van Riemsdyk. We'll see if someone's going to shell out the money for Panarin and get an extension in place, which by all accounts reportedly seems to be what Panarin's looking for. So a kill for Colorado, missed opportunity for Detroit. Now McKinnon goes stick handling through the high slot. McKinnon with a wrister, score! 2-0 Colorado.
Almost looks unstoppable. This is called an outside scissor. Makar goes to the outside. McKinnon fills in for Makar, and then he goes to work. Gibson never sees this shot with Nichushkin in front. McKinnon is so good at this. He's crafty up top. Stops on his edge right there and finds the lane. Shoots through the screen.
He said his biggest feeling was relief to just get it over with as well. And that's something Tom McClellan mentioned to us pregame, that he felt like in the first half of that game on Thursday. Working out of their own end to Jack Drury. Sauces one to Sam Girard. Moving up. Drops it back. Here's a shot off the iron from Kelly.
It was a perfect saucer pass. Right on the tape of Girard. He throws it right back off the post. Kelly gets a great look at it. And I don't even think it was elevated. It was on the ice the whole time.
Cale Makar chipped it for Brock Nelson. 25 goals his last 35 games. He's been sizzling. Malinsky with space, and Gibson made the stop. Nelson on the rebound. Couldn't get it cleanly toward the net.
Really big stop by Gibson there.
Really good look at it there for the Avs and Malinsky. Backhand from DeBrincat, shoveled on off the pads and gathered by Colton and Colorado. Off the face-off, Nichushkin fights for it. And Lucas Raymond for Detroit. Sherratt gloves it down. Works one toward the net, looking for a tip with Larkin in front. Cale Makar plucked it away. He speeds through center and chips it in indirectly. Sherratt jockeys with him. Around the boards, McKinnon shoveled toward the net, got knocked down, and skated out by Bernard Docker.
Good read by Bernard Docker there. Stepped up, gloved it down, skates out with poise.
Trouble on the back end. Johansson is stopped by Blackwood. Here is McKinnon off the stick of Sherratt. Around toward Lehkonen. Tapped it back to the line for Makar. What a move by Cale Makar through the slot with a shot. Gibson made the stop and earns a whistle. DeBrincat moved it for Raymond, and now Seider play catch. Raymond loads it up with DeBrincat parked in front. Kane on a retrieval. Larkin for Seider. Raymond one-timer. Loose in front. Nearly went home, and Nelson clears. Kiviranta's there. Had it knocked out by Sandin Pellikka. Kopp got it out high for Van Riemsdyk. Now Gustafson, a wrister, looking for a tip from Kasper. Kopp angles one around. Sandin Pellikka, D-to-D with Gustafson. Lifted gently, interrupted by Makar. Up the glass and down with 25 seconds to go. Drop back, Sandin Pellikka's shot. Looking for a Van Riemsdyk tip with 21 seconds remaining.
Patrick came back to the bench, slammed his stick. Not happy with that unit.
They knew they had some opportunities there, trying to cut into this margin. Here's Larkin, top line out there for the Red Wings, angled off by Blackwood.
There is hope that he will return before the Olympic break, but probably an outside chance at that.
Yeah, they just want to get him into the Olympics for Team Sweden to serve as the captain in the Olympics at the very least. Around the boards, here's Brock Nelson. He centers for Colton, who scores! 3-0 Avalanche.
Two games after going 20 without scoring a goal. This starts off the dump in on the retrieval with Brock Nelson. The puck gets rimmed up to the top of the zone and comes all the way back down. And Nelson knows exactly where Colton is. Nelson picks this up, looks to his right, sees Colton cutting to the back post.
45+ seconds into the man advantage. McKinnon, bumper spot, back from Lehkonen. McKinnon, a one-timer, loose side of the net, and Gibson covers on Nichushkin.
Colorado is their power play. This is the best I've seen this unit look all season long. Crisp puck movement on and off the stick, and Brock Nelson cannot believe he gets jammed up. Right at the top of your screen, the puck's going to trickle to Nelson. I think Kopp gets a stick on that and saves a goal.
Gustafson's out of the box, and we are back to even strength. Gustafson settles it down. Rasmussen joins. 2-on-1 against Makar. Rasmussen is stopped.
Power play. Detroit gets a little bit of a bounce. They get the 2-on-1. Makar plays right to the middle, tries to deny the pass. Nice little play by Gustafson across the seam and over the stick to Rasmussen. And Blackwood is square to the shooter.
Raymond chipped it along, got it past Casper. And Taylor Makar back to it for the Avalanche. Couldn't move it around. Net front, Casper is stopped by Blackwood. Having another sensational season for Colorado. He's been great today. Net front kicked out by Mackenzie Blackwood. Kane nearly turned it over to Nichushkin. Sherratt skates it out. He's in over the line without numbers. Flings that one wide. Larkin steps to it. Top line back out there, but given away. And weaving through center, Nate McKinnon. Lehkonen works it around. Hopped away from Larkin. Bernard Docker couldn't evacuate. Score! Nate McKinnon from Arturi Lehkonen. And just like that, it's 4-0 Colorado.
Best shift of the game. The turnover happens right there. Nichushkin kicks it right to McKinnon. And the dump in comes all the way around. This puck spins on the wall and jumps right out into the middle of the ice. On the dump ins, it is so tough to pick up those rims. They can spin when they hit your stick. That's what happened to Larkin. That's what happened to the Red Wings. Colorado's the beneficiary with Lehkonen in the slot, kicking it to McKinnon right on the side.
One banks off Colorado, and Copper skates it out. 2-on-1. Whipped it off to the wing. Here's Finney. Finney off the iron.
2-on-1. Finney and Comfort on Burns. And Finney rips the iron. What the NHL has done, really elevating from the Winter Classic to the Stadium Series, it's going to be just a spectacle in Florida.
Puck loose in front, and a robbery from Blackwood on Van Riemsdyk.
Like being in front of the net for his whole career. Why is that? He goes to the front of the net and stops there. Funny bounce off of Burns, and Blackwood with arguably his best stop of the night. And sometimes you go to the right area, you know, makeup or little eye black, excuse me. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what word?
That's how you're a TV
here?
guy. That's how you're a
thinking
TV
makeup
guy.
because I have so much on right now. But
loose in front, and they score. 5-0 as Parker Kelly jams one home, and it is all Avalanche in Detroit.
Depth guy goes to the net. Great patience in front to hang on. He hits the post on the first attempt and then finishes it on the backhand on the second. That's his 12th of the season, extending his career high. And he just gets to those gritty areas. The Avs continue to go to work, throw the puck to the front of the net. Kiviranta throws it.
Boos ring out here in Detroit. Colorado comes in and gets back to its dominant ways. 5-0 the final. The Avalanche over the Red Wings.